Welcome back to Premium Barbers. I'm Miguel. Today we're going to be showing you guys how to do a high taper. No, I'm not going to call it taper fade, guys. It's a taper, high taper. Normally I go as high as the ear, but David here has this little thing right here that if I don't go past that, it creates a little shadow there. So I'm going to go just a little bit higher than I normally would, so I can go past that little area there. And I know I told you guys in the previous video not to use the trimmer to create your initial guideline, but in this case I am gonna use it. Now we're gonna go below what we just did with the shaver. Like Eric likes to say, so we're giving that extra white. And I guess this is my chance to tell you guys, if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. We're gonna set up our first guideline with the clipper open with our Andes Masters. And we're gonna slowly close the lever one notch at a time, staying right below what we just did. We're trying to make this line disappear slowly. So again, we're gonna close it a notch more. And continue closing the clipper. As you guys can see, we're slowly fading that line out. Now I'm gonna close it all the way. Now we're gonna do a little bit of touch up before we move on. Any little dark spots that I see, and I'm doing that by opening and closing the lever. Just gotta remember where you left off. If you're not sure, start off with the clipper open and just close it a little bit at a time until you see those dark areas disappear slowly. I never like to go from one side to the next side. I just like to concentrate. I always like doing the back first. Now we're gonna glide the one open of the occipital bone. And we're gonna repeat the process that we just did earlier. Closing the lever a little bit at a time, working that line out. Close it a little bit more. Now, something that I have found out about the Andes Masters, you don't gotta close the one all the way. I just grab my halfway in, start working that line out. Close it a little bit more. And if you guys could see, sometimes I'm only using the corner of the blade. Like that, it prevents me from creating another line. And I'm gonna close it all the way. Now let's do a little bit of cleanup. Any dark areas, like I said this before, if you're not sure, open up your clipper all the way and just work on some of those little dark areas that you see. Close, open as necessary. The most important part of this is remember where you put the number 1, where you put your half, or just the clipper open. So when you're doing the cleanup, it's a lot easier. Now we're gonna move on to the right side. And remember, we're gonna have to follow that guideline. So as you guys can see, it's a little sideways. So we're gonna create the following line, following that initial line. Now we're gonna try to get rid of this line right here. Again, closing the lever a little bit at a time. Following that same angle. As you can see, David right here, he's real serious. Usually he's laughing. Today, I'm not carrying a conversation with him because I'm trying to educate you guys. Thanks again, David, for letting me do this. Not everybody's comfortable in front of the camera. Neither am I. I'm doing it for you guys, though. Now we're gonna take our number 1, open, following the same angle. I like to go just off the ear right here. I use the ear as my guide. And again, we're gonna try to get rid of that line, closing the lever a little bit at a time. Nothing changes from the back to the sides. I'm gonna be using the same technique. I'm only gonna close the number 1 halfways. Then I'm gonna pick up my half, leave it halfways, and continue fading right there. Just closing the lever a little bit at a time. And voila, like magic, that line just disappears. again, we go back to do any cleanup. And if you guys notice, I don't move on to my next steps until I feel I'm satisfied with the work I just did. I check my mirror, make sure everything looks A-okay. Now we're gonna do the left side. And now we're gonna hit it with the number 2. Now we're gonna go back a little bit, see if we created any dark spots with the number 2 and where the number 1.5 open, or the 1 open meet. So we're gonna have a nice transition there. Now that we have our foundation here, I like to wipe down a little bit of that hair, because right now I'm gonna use the spray bottle. We don't want all that hair to get stuck when it gets wet. Now let's find out if the client could swim. No, this is not the wet your client challenge. So usually I just cut a little bit off the top. And I'm just gonna pick it straight up. I'm just gonna follow my guideline all the way to the back. I'm just taking a little bit of the corners right here. We're just joining the number 2 to the length on top. We're just cutting any hair that's Looks like it's not supposed to be there. A little bit longer than the other hairs. Same thing on this side. I'm gonna point towards the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. See the corner right there? That's what I'm cutting. You guys see how I pick it up and direct it the opposite way? I want to send a special shout out to all the guys out there chasing their dreams. Damn. I hope my Patriots don't have a football season like this one. Damn.
Do you watch football or no? Nah, soccer. I watch boxing pretty much. Oh, boxing.
So now I'm gonna cross check. So I'm just gonna pick it up. And if we have any hair that we probably miss.
I know I was gonna say it too, the other guy didn't make weight. But dicen que Nate Diaz called him out, like, oh, you're a fucking bitch. Yeah.
So now if you guys see, we got a little bit of a heaviness going around the whole head that obviously I can't pick up with my fat fingers. So we're gonna go back with something a lot thinner than my fingers, which is this trusty flat top comb. And we're just gonna refine this line a little bit.
Imagine like, wow, I'm only gonna get 2 fights this year. It's gonna be like 100 million. Even if it's 50 million. What are you doing, son?
As you guys can see, it looks a lot better now that I did that. Now we're gonna get him ready for the lineup. First thing I want to do, blow dry his hair a little bit. Get it out of the way. All right, take care, man.
Again?
Alexa, skip song.
Alexa.
Yeah, so we're gonna start off in the middle. You always want to look at the clients. Which was the highest one? So you see this is the highest point right here, and this is lower over here. So we're gonna start off at this end right here. We're probably gonna be covering up the So we did one side right there.
I would have been a statement if you were one.
What happened?
You lost in the Seahawks.
You okay with the Seahawks anymore?
With the Broncos. He lost by a point, though. Miguel, so can you believe this? Instead of going for it on fourth down, he went for a career long, like a 64-yard field goal.
What the heck?
I was like, bro, you should have just hoped for the first down.
Yeah, like what the heck?
And you have Russell Wilson, like what? Even the coach, everyone was shocked. Like, why would you kick the field goal? Like, it wasn't impossible. It was impossible.
Well, now we know it's Russell's choice to pass it instead of running it in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He's not that good then.
Dude, I'm not even a Seahawks fan. Or a
It almost sounds like you are. So now we're doing the lineup. This is how you line up behind the ear. You could go like this. Yo. Now that I'm pretty much done with the whole haircut, I'm just gonna texturize it just a little bit because David likes a little bit of texture on his hair. So I'm just gonna take the thinning shears, just hit it a little bit. Nothing too crazy. And a lot of you are probably wondering, how come you didn't do that when you were cutting it? Because he doesn't like it that texture. He just likes it a little texture.
We went for like a career long field goal. Yeah. It was 4th and 5. So if they would have gotten it, they had 2 timeouts. And they're like, fucking just kick the.
We still want to keep the length on top.
There was a penalty.
So that's why I cut the hair even and then come back and texturized it.
And he went for it again, he missed it again. I was like, oh, I ended it again. I was like, shit. I just wanted to see Russell fucking beat the Seahawks.
Now, there's a lot of ways you guys could texturize that hair. I'm just going to take my thinning shears. I'm not trying to make anything too complicated for you guys. And boom, there it is. I know David looks a little upset right there, but he's just tired. He works hard. You guys are looking at the next millionaire in the making right here. Graduated. Tell the audience what you graduated from, man.
With the business management degree.
From what college?
Oh, San Jose State.
That's right. Like I told you guys before, people get shot in front of the camera. He's usually not as timid as he sounded right now. Remember, guys, client protection, it's key. Lean back. Then we'll give the mirror to the client so he will determine whether it was a good haircut or a bad haircut. If he determines it's a bad haircut and he wants his cash money back, tell him there's no refunds. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, comment below, and we'll see you guys on the next one.